Hi, I'm Garth Rowan. Welcome to Why We Say Words, Phrases and Idioms. It's D-Day today, plus the Normandy beach namings. Where did all that come from? Why did they choose those names? Why did they choose D-Day? What's the D mean? If it was only that clear, here are the best guess stories anyway. The D, general theory is D in military speak just means the day of the attack. It's a planning thing. So remember, D-Day, the actual June 6th, 1944 attack, the planning for that started back in 1940. So back then, they didn't know it was going to be June 6th. Even a couple of days before, they didn't know it was going to be June 6th. So you had to have some date in there to do other things around. So D is the day that you go. Now in Europe, in France in particular, the D stands for débarquement. So disembarkation, the day when everybody gets off the boat. Add to the fog of all this, General Eisenhower, the supreme commander, when he was asked about it 20 years later, he started referring to D-Day as the decision day and then the departure day. What an operation D-Day was. 73,000 Americans, 83,000 British, Canadian, Australian, New Zealanders, all the countries of the Commonwealth, plus people who had been already invaded by Germany, the Poles, the Czechs, whatever could get out at the time, plus the Free French coming through. What a force that was. There were like 11,000 planes, 7,000 ships. It was immense. All this had to get across the channel, the English Channel, at night and be there at 6:30 in France the next morning. So planning was everything. Weather was so important. In fact, D-Day was actually scheduled for the day before, for June the 5th. But the weather was so terrible that they had to postpone it. You're looking for a moonlit night because you're moving all this stuff around in the dark, so that's kind of serious. Plus, you want the spring tide. That's the tide that's halfway, not a full tide, but a halfway tide. Because, of course, the beach is full of mines, it's full of armaments, it's full of booby traps, and you want to try and see that. Plus, you need enough water for the landing craft to come in far enough. So this whole group was aiming for 5 beaches. Utah, Omaha, Sword, Jelly, we're going to get to that in a second here, and Gold. They were originally there to be named after fish. Swordfish, goldfish, jellyfish. Now you're probably wondering, I haven't heard of Jellyfish Beach before. What happened to that one? Well, here's what happened. When the plans were brought before Winston Churchill, he looked at the names and he said, Jelly Beach? Are you serious? You know how many men, how many thousands upon thousands will lose their lives here? No one should die on a beach called Jelly. Canada, this is your beach. Take that thought away. Bring me back a different name. And by the way, the planning's pretty well set, so it better start with a J. One young Canadian captain offers a suggestion. He says, let me throw it out there. My wife's called JUNO. Everybody goes, done. Back into Churchill, thumbs up, and off they go. That's why we have JUNO Beach. Now, what about Utah and Omaha? Well, remember we said that the planning for this started back in 1940. So the planning general below Eisenhower was General Bradley. So on a coffee break one time, when Bradley was looking to name the beaches, he said to a couple of his favorite sergeants, he said, Elmer, where are you from? Elmer says, I am from Omaha. Sam, where are you from? He said, I'm from Utah. They go, that might work. That's the story. It hasn't been confirmed. I'm not saying, I'm just saying. Anyway, that's why we say D-Day and the Normandy beaches. I'm Garth Rowan. Stay curious.